Good morning. Myself, Mr. Dibyendu Mondal, Assistant Professor of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management under GIS Group. Today, I am discussing about compound cylinders. Okay, this is the class of solid mechanics. This is the class solid mechanics, and this is my lecture number 2 of module 4, and it is finally uploaded in YouTube. Okay, let's start. So previous one we have already discussed the circumferential stress or hoop stress at any radius r. The equation, so one is the sigma 1 is equal to b by r square plus 2a minus a, so that is equal to b by r square plus a. Now today I am discussing about the numerical problem. Okay, today I am discussing about the numerical problem. First one, determine the maximum and minimum hoop stress across the section of a pipe 400 millimeter internal diameter and 100 millimeter thick when the pipe contains a fluid at a pressure of 8 Newton per millimeter square. Also, sketch the radial pressure distribution and hoop stress distribution across the section. First one, determine the maximum and minimum hoop stress. So, internal diameter, that is equal to 400 millimeter. Internal radius, that is equal to 400 by 2. So, that is equal to 200 millimeter. And thickness, that is equal to 100 millimeter. External dia, that is equal to 400 plus 2 into 100, so that is equal to 600 millimeter. External radius R2 is equal to 600 by 2 is equal to 300 millimeter. Fluid pressure P0 is equal to 8 Newton per millimeter square. At x equal to R1, Px equal to P0 is equal to 8 Newton per millimeter square. The radial pressure is given by the equation, actually Px, that is equal to B by x square minus A. Now apply the boundary condition to the above equation. The boundary condition are at x equal to R1, that is equal to 200 millimeter, Px equal to 8 Newton per millimeter square. At x equal to R2, that is equal to 300 millimeter, and Px equal to 0. Substituting this boundary condition in equation 1, we get B8 equal to B by 200 square minus A. So that is equal to B by 40,000 minus A. So that is, and 0 equal to B by 300 square minus A. That is equal to B by 90,000 minus A. So subtracting the equation 3 from equation 2, we get 8 is equal to B by 40,000 minus B by 90,000. So that is equal to 9B minus 4B divided by 360,000. Okay, so that is equal to 5B by 36,000. 36 actually 360,000. B is equal to 360,000 into 8 divided by 5. So 576,000. Now substituting the value in this equation, so 0 equal to 576,000 divided by 90,000 minus A, or A equal to 576,000 divided by 90,000, that is equal to 6.4. So the values of A and B are substituted in the hoop stress. Now hoop stress at any radius x is given by the equation sigma x, that is equal to B by x square plus A. Here B, that is equal to 576,000 divided by x square plus 6.4. So here at x equal to 200 millimeter, sigma 200 that is equal to 576,000 divided by 200 square plus 6.4 that is equal to 14.4 plus 6.4. 14.4 plus 6.4, so that is equal to 20.8 Newton per millimeter square. Okay, 14.4 plus 6.4, so that is equal to 20.8 Newton per millimeter square. At x equal to 300 millimeter, sigma 300, so that is equal to 576,000 divided by 300 square plus 6.4. So that is equal to 6.4 plus 6.4, that is equal to 12.8 Newton per millimeter square. Actually, figure 18.3 shows the radial pressure distribution or hoop stress distribution across the section. AB is taken the horizontal line, AB is taken horizontal line, AC equal to 8 Newton per millimeter square. The variation between B and C parabolic. The curve BC shows the variation of radial pressure across AB. Okay, if you follow the diagram, 200 millimeter and 300 millimeter radial pressure, and another one is the hoop stress. One is the 12.8 Newton per millimeter square. Another one, if you draw the diagram, 20.8 and 8 Newton per millimeter square. One is the radial pressure, sigma px, another one is the hoop stress, sigma x. Actually, here the curve DE, which is also parabolic, DE, actually this is very clear, DE is the parabolic, shows the variation of hoop stress across AB. Values BD, that is equal to 12.8 Newton per millimeter square, and AE is equal to 20.8 Newton per millimeter square. So the radial pressure is compressive, whereas the hoop stress is tensile. So after the calculation, you have to draw the diagram. The curve DE, which is also the parabolic curve, parabolic, shows the variation of hoop stress across AB, and value BD is equal to 12.8 Newton per millimeter square, and AE, that is equal to 20.8 Newton per millimeter square. So the radial pressure is compressive, whereas the hoop stress is tensile. Now my second question, find the thickness of metal necessary for cylindrical shell of internal diameter 160 millimeter to withstand an internal pressure of 8 Newton per millimeter square. The maximum hoop stress in the section is not exceed 35 Newton per millimeter square. So find the thickness of the metal necessary for cylindrical shell of internal diameter 160 millimeter to withstand an internal pressure of 8 Newton per millimeter square. The maximum hoop stress in the section is not exceed 35 Newton per millimeter square. Internal diameter, that is equal to 160 millimeter. Internal radius R1 is equal to 160 by 2, so 80 millimeter. Internal pressure 8 Newton per millimeter square. This means at x equal to 80 millimeter, px equal to 8 Newton per millimeter square. Maximum hoop stress sigma x equal to 35 Newton per millimeter square. Okay. Now the maximum hoop stress is at the inner radius of the shell, and R2, that is the external radius. The radial pressure and hoop stress at any radius x are given by equation 18.1 and 18.2. So Px equal to B by x square minus A. Sigma x, that is equal to B by x square plus A. Now let us now apply the boundary condition. The boundary condition are x equal to 80 millimeter, Px equal to 8 Newton per millimeter square, and sigma x, that is equal to 35 Newton per millimeter square. Substituting x, that is equal to 80 millimeter, and Px equal to 8 Newton per millimeter square in the equation, we get 8 equal to B by 80 square minus A. So B by 6400 minus A. So substituting x equal to 80 millimeter and sigma x equal to 35 Newton per millimeter square. So that is equal to, here 35 is equal to B by 80 square plus A, that is equal to B by 6400 plus A. Subtracting equation 3 from equation 4, we get 27, that is equal to 2A. So A is equal to 27 by 2, that is equal to 13.5. Substituting the value of A in the equation 3, we get 8 is equal to B by 6400 minus 13.5. So B equal to 8 plus 13.5 into 6.00, 6400. So that is equal to 21.5 into 6400. Substituting the values of A and B in equation, Px equal to 21.5 into 6400 divided by x square minus 13.5. So but at the outer surface the pressure is 0. Hence, x equal to R2, Px equal to 0. Substituting these values, that is equal to 0 equal to 21.5 into 6400 divided by R1 square minus 13.5. So R2 square, that is equal to 21.5 into 6400 divided by 13.5. So after calculating 21.5 into 6400, so if you calculate divided by 13.5 root over square root 100.96 millimeter. So thickness of the shell T, that is equal to R2 minus R1. So 100.96 minus 80. So that is equal to 20.96. Okay. Now stresses in compound thick cylinder. We find that hoop stress is maximum at inner radius and it decreases towards the outer radius. The hoop stress is tensile in nature and it is caused by the internal fluid pressure inside the cylinder. This maximum hoop stress at the inner radius is always greater than the internal fluid pressure. Hence, the maximum fluid pressure inside the cylinder is limited, corresponding to the condition that the hoop stress at the inner radius reaches the permissible value. In case of cylinders which have to carry high internal fluid pressure, some methods of reducing hoop stress have to be devised. Actually, one method, that is to wind strong steel wire under tension on the cylinder. The effect of the wire is to put the cylinder wall under an initial compressive stress. Another method is to shrink one cylinder over the other. Due to this, the inner cylinder will be put into initial compression, whereas the outer cylinder will be put into the initial tension. If now the compound cylinder is subjected to internal fluid pressure, both the inner and outer cylinder will be subjected to hoop tensile stresses. The net effect of the initial stresses due to shrinking and those due to internal fluid pressure is to make the resultant stresses more or less uniform. Okay, actually this one 18.4 shows compound thick cylinder made up of two cylinders. R2, that is the outer radius of the compound cylinder. R1, that is the inner radius of the compound cylinder. R star, that is the radius at the junction of the two cylinders. P star, that is the radial pressure at the junction of the two cylinders. Now let us now apply the Lehm's equation, that is equations for the initial conditions. That is, after shrinking the outer cylinder over the inner cylinder and fluid under pressure is not admitted into the inner cylinder. For outer cylinder, the Lehm's equation at a radius x for outer cylinder is given by Px equal to B1 by x square minus a. Sigma x equal to B1 by x square plus A1, where A1 and B1 are constant for outer cylinder. Now, at x equal to R2, Px equal to 0 and x equal to R star, Px equal to P star, substituting this condition in equation we get 0 equal to B1 by R2 square minus a. So P star, that is equal to B1 by R star square minus A1. From equations 3 and 4, the constant A1 and B1 can be determined. These values are substituted in equation 2 and the hoop stresses in the outer cylinder due to shrinking can be obtained. For inner cylinder, the Lehm's equation for inner cylinder at radius x are given by Px equal to B2 by x square minus A2. Sigma x, that is equal to B2 by x square plus A2, where A2, B2 are constant for inner cylinder. At x equal to R1 and Px equal to 0, as the fluid under pressure is not admitted into the inner cylinder, and x equal to R star, Px equal to P star, substituting these values in the above value of Px, we get 0 is equal to B2 by R2 square minus A2 and P star B2 square R2 square minus A2. Okay. Now, hoop stress in compound cylinder due to internal fluid pressure. Hoop stress in compound cylinder, when the fluid under pressure is admitted into the compound cylinder, the hoop stresses are set in the compound cylinder. To find the stresses, the inner cylinder and the outer cylinder will be considered as one thick shell. Let P, that is the internal fluid pressure. Now the Lehm's equation are applied, which are given by Px equal to B by x square minus a and sigma x, that is equal to B by x square plus a, where a and b are constant for single thick shell due to internal fluid pressure. X equal to R2, Px equal to 0, substituting these values, 0 equal to B by R2 square minus a. X equal to R1, Px equal to P. So substituting these values in equation, we get P equal to B by R1 square minus a. So from this equation, the constant value a and b can be determined. These values are substituted in equation this, and hoop stress across the section can be obtained. The resultant hoop stress will be algebraic sum of the hoop stresses caused due to shrinking and those due to internal fluid pressure. So this is the final expression. Okay, P equal to B by R1 square minus A. Okay. Hello students, this is my lecture number 2 of module 1. It is uploaded in YouTube. If you have any doubt or any query, you may ask me anytime over telephone or by using my personal mail ID. Okay, any problem. Actually, machine drawing, that is the very useful subject. Machine drawing, really, you have to know all the empirical relationship, all the code, drawing language code. Okay, you have to learn. So this video is uploaded in YouTube. Okay, if you prefer it, you subscribe the video. Okay, and you may, if you have any doubt, you may ask. Okay. Okay, thank you.